The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on UR Real Estate, get your windows prepared for hurricane season. Also, invest in real estate in Ocala. And do you want to build a new house? A custom build might be right for you. It's all just ahead that you have real estate. Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
You Have Real Estate is proudly sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, your full-service window and door replacement company. Learn more at rbafla.com.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate, as always, brought to you by my good friends at Renewal by Andersen. I am your host, Justin Clark. Wonderful show ahead for you today, but first, the opening statement. It is definitely hot outside. There's no argument about that whatsoever. When it gets hot here in Florida, we automatically start thinking about hurricanes and hurricane season. We've already seen a big hurricane roll through early down in Texas. You know it's just a matter of time that a hurricane is going to come here. What do you do for your house, your biggest investment? How do you protect your house as we approach hurricane season? Wonderful question, a question that we will answer by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Happy to kick it off today with my good friend from Renewal by Andersen, Chelsea Zirpola is here. Hi, Chelsea, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I heard about a little podcast you might have done with my girlfriend the other day.
Yes.
I haven't heard it yet. I'm very excited to hear about it.
You're going to love it. It's all about inspiring women and how we can give them a voice in our community.
I love it. So we talk about hurricane season. We know it's hurricane season because you walk to your car and you can hardly make it because it's so hot. What do people do, though, to prepare for a hurricane? And I ask that because oftentimes we think, get a generator, make sure the roof is okay. It's really the windows in the hurricane that make me the most nervous, because you literally, if they're old, you hear them rattling. You feel like they're going to blow through your house. Windows are so important to prepare for hurricane season.
Absolutely. Not only from the perspective of, code, right? We want to make sure that in the impact zones, and a lot of Central Florida, surprisingly, even though it's not on the coast, it's part of that impact zone. They're also starting to talk about the Florida building codes in certain municipalities are changing if you live on a lake, right? If the lake is a certain amount of volume or a certain distance, that becomes now hurricane impact required. So we have a beautiful product. Acclaim Impact is our product with Renewal by Andersen. Not only is it strong, but you also get the beauty of your views in the back as well. So the frames are thinner because our product with Fibrex is stronger.
It's not even just the hurricanes. So sometimes in the summer, these storms that roll through at 3 o'clock, you see trees everywhere, you see branches that become missiles, can also fly right through your windows as well. How do windows through Renewal by Andersen really help protect against that?
So the impact resistance nature of the product, the technology is amazing, right? Renewal by Andersen, Andersen Corporation, thousands of windows tested over a long period of time. So we went through a 20-year durability test in the harshest climates in Miami and areas where that is very important. I mean, how many hurricanes have come through Miami? And in the durability test that they did, it solidified putting these beautiful windows in and then uninstalling perfectly good windows to see, was there any failure, degradation? Were there areas where there was damage from a storm, and we found there was very little degradation after 20 years of being installed in these harshest climates. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you own a house, again, your largest asset, it's not going to hurt you at all to really check out your windows. Let's see what's going on with your windows. And this is really a free service, so it's not going to cost you anything whatsoever. QR code is right here on the screen. It will go directly to Renewal by Andersen. And they'll come out and visit you. They'll sit with you to see what you have now, what you could do better, or maybe you're all set. I don't know, but to get them out there costs you nothing. How does that process work? From the time I call to the time someone comes out Tell me about the process.
Absolutely. So depending on whether you call, visit our website, we have a designer. Our designers are amazing. They're well-versed. They know to listen and also give you suggestions on your project. And so they come to the home and actually spend the time with you. We ask for 60 to 90 minutes because we want to give you all the time you need to ask the professionals the questions. We're here to support you in your project. And then through that process, if you decide to move forward, then we custom make your products here in the USA, which I think is super proud. USA made, USA strong. We're here to support you. In Minnesota is where our product is actually manufactured, custom made down to 1/8 of an inch for your home.
Wow. There's a lot of distrust, and quite frankly, I don't blame you for having distrust with some contractors that are out there. I just get it. Florida's a very weird place when it comes to roofers or builders. It's just, there's been a lot of fraud going on with contractors. When I think of Renewal by Andersen, I almost think, too big to fail in some ways, but you've been around so long. You've done windows for so many people. I think that trust factor is so important. Why are you so trustworthy?
I think it's the people. We have a signature service team that really dedicates every single one of us in delighting our customer. And I think that's at the forefront. We're all moving in the right direction with a right focus of delight and making sure our customer service and our ability to be able to deliver on our promises are at the forefront of our minds. And I think that allows us to be able to be in all of our locations, the highest level of 5-star reviews in any other window company in our area because we delight our customers through the process.
Yeah, and you make it somewhat simple and affordable as well. And I think there are two groups of people out there. You got the guy who's like, I pay cash for everything no matter what. And then you have the other family who's like, if it's a decent interest rate, I'm okay financing. Yeah. So I have that nest egg still there in my bank account in case of an emergency. You make it super easy for either one of those families.
Yeah, it makes it really easy because we have the best financing. We're able to offer phased opportunities. Say that you just want the west-facing portion of your home. We'll absolutely give you a quote, a retail quote that's good for a year, right down to the penny, but you don't have to take advantage of the entire quote. It depends on your needs, and we want to be able to fashion it around what your comfort level might be. I
was having dinner with you and your wonderful husband a couple weeks ago, and he said just that. He said, because he works there as well, he's a design consultant, and he said, I went and spent hours with this family, and they only bought one window. And I was like, well, that seems like a waste of your time. He said, absolutely not. No. These people were so happy. And what do you know? 6 months later, they call and do the entire house. I think that story is fantastic. That I thought he would say, I can't believe I wasted all this time.
No, not
he was
at
like, he was thrilled to have done it.
Yeah, because we're delighting our customer. Oftentimes, like you said, there's that fear factor.
Yeah.
And sometimes they want to test whether or not this window really looks like or performs at the level. And significantly will it not only perform, but it'll last the test of time.
Sure will. You should test it as well as hurricane season comes closer. Make sure your windows in your house are there to protect your family and really your electricity bill as well. QR code right here on the screen. Renewal by Andersen. Chelsea, what a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure to see you.
Dinner again soon, okay?
Absolutely.
Right.
Want to see Michaela.
I know you do. It's not me. I'm chopped liver over here. Here's what we will do. A very quick break. When we return, You Have Real Estate continues. Duquesne has become such a big part of our lives. It keeps us cool at the house, of course, too. Sergio has been a big part of that. Introduced us to Duquesne through Old Dash. I'm seeing Duquesne more and more, Sergio. I feel like Duquesne has come into this market and really changed things up in some ways. It's given people an alternative. How is Duquesne really taking over here in this market?
Really well. I mean, we've been here already 7 years, but it's a very competitive market. So coming into the great Central Florida area and having a brand that provides the quality at the right price, it's been very good for us and for the consumer, having this alternative as a value brand.
Yeah, it's been a blessing for us as well. So much so that we're here now at Daytona International Speedway. Did I say it right? We're back in the pits. This is my first time in the pits, by the way.
Wow.
She was bragging the whole time here, like, oh, me and my dad went to the pits all the time. This is my first time in the pits. You're going to be racing the Duquesne car today. How do you feel? Do you feel nerves before the race or no?
Well, yes, a little bit always. I mean, it's a very intense, high adrenaline sport, and you're sitting there, and we're going to be doing the enduro, so it's an hour stint I'll be doing. So a lot of concentration, a lot of sweating in there. So it's fast.
How hot is it in there for real when you're out there? Yeah,
it get hot, but I mean, we have a cooling system. You cannot see it, but I have it inside, and we have a cooler that puts cold water through my body. So, but it's fun.
I'm predicting a big win for you today. We're going to watch. I think the Duquesne car with Sergio is going to win this thing today.
Absolutely.
What do you think? I mean, if I was betting, I would say we're going to win. Sergio, good luck to you today, buddy.
Thank you for coming by, man.
Good luck. Stay safe, of course. Try to stay cool in there if you could. And do yourself a favor. Check out Duquesne today. Welcome back to the show. If you're thinking about building a house from scratch, this segment is for you. But first, thanks to our good friends at Universal Roof and Contracting, Viv takes you throughout Central Florida today. Viv's in your neighborhood from Winter Garden.
I'm in Winter Garden, Florida today, and it's about 20 minutes west of Orlando. Formerly a citrus town established in 1908, it now has over 40,000 residents. It was originally home to citrus grove workers, but it was developed further because of Lake Apopka, which at the time was hailed as a largemouth bass capital. Today, its historic district is a successful example of historic preservation. Redevelopment and repurposed buildings all along Plant Street draw people from around the world. It's listed on the National Registry of Historic Places and a favorite destination for its residents and neighboring neighbors. Winter Garden has grown exponentially in the last 15 to 20 years as far as housing is concerned. It has been able to attract homeowners to the area because of the downtown charm and easy commute. Many builders have recognized this and the city's draw with their new developments that continue to emerge. The median household income is about $115,000. The median home value in 2023 was $430,000. This city has some amazing amenities like the Sobo Gallery and Art Center and the Downtown Pavilion, which is home to the Winter Garden Farmers Market held every Saturday morning. The Farmers Market has been recognized nationally as one of the top regional farmers markets in Florida. Another great reason to visit. The Garden Theater's ambiance transports you to a bygone era of ice cream sodas and black and white film on the big screen. One of my favorite places is the Crooked Can Brewery right behind me and its food hall. Some prime spots to enjoy some eats and a cold beer. The brewery is also known for sponsoring the annual Wiener Race in October. No, this is not a hot dog eating competition. It's actual dachshunds racing each other for the chance at being top dog for a year, and in turn making it a fun family day at the races. This really is a special little slice of Americana, so call me, Vivian Lehman, at 407-205-0400 for more information on Winter Garden and what it has to offer.
Thank you, Vivian. All right, so the question is, when you go to buy a house or build a house, a lot of people like to build. It's done however they want. However you want your house, you can make it however you want it to be. No one better than building a house. I can't speak, Chad. I think you make me nervous. I'm stumbling over my words here because I want to get the word across about you. Chad Newberry's here, Newberry Construction. It's the buy versus build, right? And a lot of people are like, I'll just buy a house and I will fix it up or whatever. There's something really special about building a home from scratch. What makes it so special for people?
I think it's because they can build the house the way they want it, and it represents their lifestyle, and they get all of the nuances stuff that they've always dreamed about that a lot of homes lack, and they can finally integrate it all into their house and their vision.
You think about buying a new house sometimes, you can go into one of these big neighborhoods and they've got like 3 different models to choose from. That's not you at all. We're talking about design all the way to build. How important is that design process?
The design process with us is integral. Like, it's the most important part, I think, for our type of client. So there's like 2 different types of custom home builders. There's ones where you can get your plans from a architect and bring it to a builder, and they'll build it we're more sought out because we have an in-house design team with an amazing architect, and he kind of sits down with my dad and the client, and we collaborate on creating the vision and creating the house with the contractor at this table. And I think that that just kind of creates a very unique experience for the client, and it's really appreciated by our clients.
How does that work? Do I come to you? Do we sit down and I kind of give you some ideas? Do you give me ideas? Because I think it sounds amazing, being able to literally design a house, like based on houses I've driven by, and I just have sort of a concept, but I don't really know how to put it on paper. Do I give you the ideas? How does it work?
Yeah, so a lot of our clients will come in with inspirational images, pictures of like what they want their interior finishes to look like, or outside exterior pictures of houses that they like. They might find a floor plan that looks similar to what they want to build or what they want to design. They bring that in, and we collaboratively work through the design process with them, and we kind of like help them streamline it, but we also provide things that they wouldn't even think about, because again, I give all credit to Bob, our designer. He is just amazing at thinking outside of the box. So he really comes up with some very unique design concepts that just blow people away, and next thing you know, it's taking on a whole different life.
How important is trust, though? And I talked about trust a little bit in the first segment. When it comes to Florida, when it comes to contracting, trust is super important, I think. But Newberry's been around a long time. You've done a lot of houses, very trustworthy. Why should I trust you to really put all of this money into this house?
Yeah, trust is huge. I mean, yeah, so I think it just takes time. I mean, usually what happens with our clients, they come, they hear about us through the grapevine or research us on the internet and all that kind of stuff, and then they talk to us and get to know us because we're kind of helping them on a consulting basis on the front end before like we take any deposits. Yeah. And I think a lot of our clients get the sense of like who we are as people and what our work philosophy is, and we're very responsive, and we give all this information away without any expectation of potentially them moving forward. And I think that earns the trust on the front end. So a lot of our clients come into the agreement with us, trusting us, and just and really relying on our expertise and what we tell them, what we think is best to guide the project through.
And I know every project obviously is very different, but what kind of time frame am I looking at for a home to go from the design to being a finished product?
It really varies on the project. It really does. I mean, typically, we can get through the design and engineering in 3 months, and then permitting takes, about 2 months. For a standard, like a 3,000 square foot house, that's kind of, but like we're working on one house, and we've been in the design process for a year now, and it was because it's a 3-story dome house on the ocean. Originally, it was 6,500 square feet, but again, Bob, with all of his amazing ideas, started like throwing different design ideas, and the house expanded, and now it's like double the size. So we've gone through 8 different design concepts. We finally settled on one most recently, so I think we're finally done with that. So it just really depends on the client and how collaborative and the uniqueness of the project.
And you obviously work in real estate as well. You know a lot about real estate. When you're talking to someone about purchasing versus building, and you really start looking at that custom home aspect of it, I think that can make a big difference resale-wise as well when you talk about a custom home.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people really want to find, a house that looks different. Like they don't want to cook. Most people want like something unique and all that kind of stuff. So if you're designing, a house from scratch and it's got a lot of interesting architectural elements that differentiate it from other houses that are being built, particularly by the production home builders, it's going to have a huge. The resale value will be significant.
Yeah, great job as always. Tell your father I said hello too. Well, here's what you should do, okay? You're thinking, do I want to buy a home or do I want to build a home? You should really, really evaluate this custom home building process. The house is beautiful, and the house is just built directly for you. Call the phone number on the screen right now. I'll connect you directly with Chad. It's 407-205-0400. He'll sit down with you and really look at some plans that maybe you have in your mind and add to them. And let's see, maybe a custom home is the way for you to go. Quick break. You Have Real Estate continues. Here we are on an actual job site with Justin and Corey, Universal Roof and Contracting. A lot of roofing companies literally don't even come out from beginning to end. You're here literally from beginning to end.
Yeah, from the first appointment, this is a big decision. It's a big investment and it's a lot to think about. So I think I came here 4 times total and sat down with the homeowner at his kitchen table, and we just talked this out step by step, making sure it was the next right move for him.
Yeah, and financing is available. When you buy a new roof, it can be expensive. We get it. Your prices are great, obviously, but a roof is going to be expensive no matter what. You've made it easy to get a new roof.
We sure have. We have payment plans. We have flexible financing. We have all kinds of avenues we can go down with you to make sure you're getting the best interest rates and the most flexible monthly payment, just to make sure you're not being put in a position you don't want to be in.
Yeah, and it's hurricane season now. Literally, hurricane season is coming right up. If you have a leaky roof, your roof is aging, Universal Roof and Contracting will come out and see you totally free of charge. Literally get on your roof and see what is going on, things that maybe you cannot see, and it costs you nothing. QR code is on the screen, or call the phone number as well. And that's what you do that is different. You do come out, you sit with the homeowner and really evaluate what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, these satellite estimates, that's garbage.
Which is what everybody's doing.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's complete garbage. For instance, on this house, I noticed that there was some bad stucco. You can't see that from a satellite. So we knew to be prepared and to paint that expectation up front for the homeowner. And being general contractors, we knew that we could, figure that out and fix it all in one big swoop.
Trustworthy as well. Universal's been around a long time.
31 years, man. We're not going anywhere. We're deeply rooted in this area, and that's we built our entire reputation on honesty, integrity, and nothing's going to change moving forward.
I'm happy to be out here at a real job site with you, but I've already seen you in action. You did my roof as well and did a great job. And again, it wasn't just the roof. There were other things involved as well. Keep up the great work, guys.
Thank you, man.
As always,
Appreciate
good
it.
to see you. Do yourself a favor right now. Check out Universal Roof and Contracting today. Welcome back. There is a migration going on within the state of Florida. A lot of people migrating to Florida, yes, but within the state, there's a migration towards the north of Florida, and really the epicenter of that is Ocala. A lot of people are buying real estate. A lot of people are investing in real estate in Ocala, and most of them are doing it through our great friends at Ocala Realty World. Luis and Elisha Lopez are here. Hi, guys. How are you? Good. There is a migration, and I think even maybe some of the old school Ocala people are going even further north right now. Why are so many people migrating to Ocala?
Well, Ocala's always been a rural area. Like when I went to UCF way back in the day and I would see Ocala on the turnpike, that's the only thing I knew about Ocala. And now it's the hotspot because we're 40% less than almost the entire state of Florida.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, if you're getting priced out real estate-wise here, Ocala, the prices are about 40% less. It's really insane. And I'm not going to talk specifically about it, but I mean, people are even coming to you to buy businesses and franchises in Ocala. If you want to really have a lifestyle adjustment, a slower pace of life, you can buy a house in Ocala 40% less. You can buy a business through the Lopez family and really move and migrate your entire family, just like they did up to Ocala. How is the lifestyle different? Grew up in Miami, Luis, as you know. How is the lifestyle different for you?
I think it's amazing. I will never go back to Miami. It's like a little piece of heaven, and you have more property, more freedom, more privacy. So.
And you can go back to visit Miami just like you did last week. I heard you got in at 4 a.m. today. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
That's a long day, so thanks for coming to see us. What about investing in real estate in Ocala? A lot of it, I think, especially if you're not from there, is kind of who you know, because if you're coming from Miami or someone else, you don't have any connections in Ocala. You certainly do. How can you help people?
Well, obviously, we've been here, 25 years in Ocala already, it's going to be. And in that 25 years, we have seen a lot of businesses come and go, and we kind of know what's needed. Right. There's a lot of certain businesses, a lot of ones that are needed, and I think it's important to work with experience, so that way, if you are going to open up a business, that you get to keep it open for a long time.
I totally agree. I have a QR code on the screen right now, which will connect you directly to Ocala Realty World. They can show you listings as they come on the market in real time, or oftentimes even pocket listings that aren't on the market yet that can be directed directly to you. How do you see the market going in Ocala over the next 6 months?
I think it's strong. Yeah. Everybody knows already that Ocala is the place to purchase a property, whether it's vacant land, waterfront property, or just your an investment property.
Yeah. How often are you seeing the old timers in Ocala who have been sitting on a bunch of land for a long time being contacted by developers now to purchase up the property? Are you seeing that a lot?
It's more often now, and we see this boom for the last 3 years, and it's not stopping.
Yeah. And would you recommend someone like that who, again, been in Ocala for generations, have a lot of property, they're getting phone calls from big developers, and they're like, well, I'll just do it myself. Do you recommend that they do it themselves, or should they call someone like you who can help guide them through the process?
Absolutely call us,
Yeah.
because they're sending out like blanket, just mass mailings and phone calls for owners to sell their property, and a lot of the times they can sell it for a whole lot more than what they're actually being offered.
Yeah.
So they're leaving a lot of money at the table if they don't.
You're leaving a lot of money on the table if you own real estate like that, but also what I see a lot is these developers will lock them in a contract that they can't get out of. You can't get out of it, but the developer can at any time. So, so you're just sitting there for a year or 2 years while they're studying your property, and then they say, okay, no, we're not going to buy it anymore. So you need to be very, very careful when you go through that process. How are the new communities in the Ocala area now? Are they still opening up a lot of new developments?
Open it up, and they have all kinds of amenities. So if you are really active, you will never be bored in one of these communities.
Yeah, they make it seem like, oh, you don't really need an agent when you come into the community. You can talk to the person at the front desk. How important is it that I take my own agent with me?
Well, we know who is the builder that they might not give you your money back, your deposit, whether it's $5,000 or $30,000. So we know the builders that they are very fair and those that are not.
Yeah. Should I take an agent with me when I go see a new development?
Of course.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes, always. That's super, super important. And it's not just the contract piece of it. It's also like moral support, because I have so many buyers through the years that I brought them to the builder. Yeah, I didn't have to really do much, but moral support, there you can put a price tag on that.
I agree. Yeah, and maybe get you some upgrades as well. Elisha Lopez, Ocala Realty World, great job as always. Go take a nap. QR code is on the screen right now. Thank you to our amazing crew. Most importantly, thank you. We'll see you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
One of my favorite restaurants ever, V Pizza here in Lake Buena Vista, right near Disney, hanging out with Trent, the owner. Trent, this is amazing. Tell me a little bit about all the food for all of our viewers at home so they can come and hang out with you too.
Well, thank you for coming in. I am excited to share with you guys. We have amazing pizza here at V Pizza, authentic from Italy. All of our ingredients are imported, and so you get that nice, authentic taste of our cheese, our dough, our sauce, our meats, everything. And so we have great lunch specials. We have 20 different specialty pizzas, but you got to get some wings because they're absolutely award-winning. Like we have so many flavors. Just to be specific, Korean Hawaiian, they're Hawaiian base with pineapple on top and with Calabrian oil and all the great stuff on top. They're absolutely amazing. And so we offer so many different things. We offer kids meal. This is a great family atmosphere. And so just come on in, come in and just enjoy this amazing service with us. And we're going to give you all the great food and great service at the same time.
You certainly do. And one of the things I love is, even the little kids can kind of get behind the counter, experience.
Yes.
It's hands-on. And I mean, you have fun music playing. It really isn't your typical pizza place.
No.
Even my mom was saying, she was enjoying wings with us earlier. And she's like, this is not the typical pizza place because it's somewhere you can go with your family, you can listen to music, you can grab a drink, you can just hang out and really make those memories.
Absolutely. And that's what we wanted to create. We wanted to create a place where people can come, have memories with their families, and just enjoy an amazing atmosphere with amazing food at the same time. But again, the key is getting that great service, which everyone deserves when you come sit down and spend money at a place. So,
well, the service is truly evident. The food speaks for itself. I know we will be back here shortly. You're going to have to kick us out. Do yourself a favor and come hang out at V Pizza today.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.